Today we're going to be focusing on being made, in particular being wonderfully made. And to do that we're going to use the image of a potter and the clay. So if you'd like to get yourself comfortable, either seated or lying down, perhaps close your eyes. Take a deep breath and centre your scattered thoughts on this present moment. Imagine you're in a potter's house, perhaps standing in the doorway. The potter is about to make a new creation. He takes a lump of clay from the large block that he has in his room. He places it on the potter's wheel, adding water as necessary. Gently, he begins to soften and knead the lump of clay, making it malleable. In his mind, he has an idea of what he's going to make because he is an experienced and creative potter. But there is always room for a surprise or two, as the clay begins to form in its own way as well. The potter keeps his eye carefully on the clay. Continuously the wheel goes round and he manipulates and moulds with his hands, adding water as necessary. The clay begins to take shape, perhaps as the potter imagined, or perhaps a little different. As it begins to look like that which he imagined, maybe he takes a tool or two to put some outside decoration on the creation. When he's ready, he stops the wheel, carefully taking what he's created off the wheel and placing it in the kiln to set. Once the creation has had the required amount of time, he removes it from the kiln to cool. He is pleased with his creation. It is special. It is unique, one of a kind, for a specific purpose. He delights in it, and he shows off his creation to those nearby. This creation is used for its purpose over a long period of time. It is well loved, and sometimes in the cause of being well loved, it gets a few knocks, a few cracks. After a period of time, it may even look like it's not useful anymore. But the Creator places a candle inside the pot, and even then, the light that shines through the cracks brings warmth to the room. Finally, the pot that the potter has created is no longer useful. So it is broken up into little pieces, but even then, it's not the end of its life. Even then, the little pieces can be pieced together with other pieces of old and broken pots. They can be used to form a mosaic, reflecting the beauty of connection and recreation. The pot becomes useful for another part of life. We too are fearfully and wonderfully made. We have a purpose and we are created unique. as we move into our embodiment section, we're going to use a few movements that can perhaps help us to recognize the hand of the eternal Creator in our lives. Please only do these exercises if it is safe for you to do so. You know your own body and its limitations. So we're going to start with the head and the neck. We're going to take 3 gentle rolls in each direction, lifting our eyes up, perhaps giving us a heavenly perspective. 3 times to the left and 3 times to the right. Perhaps we don't feel very special and we feel burdened by life's knocks and usage, wear and tear. So let's take 3 slow rolls of the shoulder, reminding ourselves of the purpose for which we were made, and shake the hands, releasing the shoulders from anything that you are not meant for. Perhaps you feel the need to recreate with the Creator or your purpose or your identity. So take a stretch up with your right hand and then your left. And again. And the last time. Perhaps you need to remind yourself that there is a Creator of heaven and earth. So take a swing with your arms, touching heaven and earth, and how He is involved with every part of creation. Perhaps you're feeling a bit in need of direction, a bit of remoulding. Take a swing. Just let your arms swing around you. And release any stiffness. Or perhaps you just need to sit on the shelf and give some light and receive some light, and to know that you are being watched over and that you are being delighted in. So perhaps, I know you can't see this, but if you point your toe and then your heel 3 times, first the right foot and then the left foot, remembering that even when you're standing in place, there is one who is watching over your coming and your going. And that He is always there. I'm going to do like a ski swing to remember that you are never alone. You are always being moulded and remoulded and refashioned into the purpose that you were made for. And now we're going to take a little bit of relaxation. So again, if you want to sit or lie down, we're going to imagine that the potter is working on those little knots and mars that we might have. We're going to start with your feet. Do your feet feel tense? Imagine the flow of the spirit of the Creator just moving in and out of those tense muscles. Perhaps tense your feet and your toes and then relax. And then imagine that flow moving up to your calves. Again, perhaps tensing and relaxing. Imagining that gentle flow around your knees and moving up to your thighs, into your hips and your buttocks and your core. And then imagine the flow of the Creator's gentle hands easing your back and your shoulders. And then down your arms, and your wrists, and your fingers. Perhaps going down one side of your arm and then coming back up again to your chest and your rib cage, allowing you to breathe deeply. And then relax your neck and the back of your head. And your jaw. And then the top of your head and your forehead and your eyes. And just lay there for a few moments. Perhaps allowing the potter to whisper into your ear that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You can take as long as you like in this position, even fall asleep if you like. But when you're ready, just begin to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers a bit. Open your eyes. Gently turn onto your side and sit up. And when you're ready, stand. I hope you've enjoyed this Body Positive and that you have found some relaxation and reconnection.